Hi, everyone who was watching this webinar. Thank you for joining, and it's okay. So let's restart. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. We have a wonderful presentation of one of the tool, and we'd like to talk to the founder of the tool. It's an amazing platform that will be having a demo and a presentation. So let's jump in. So we'll basically talk about the company, about the tool, what problem it's trying to solve, and how it's basically solving that problem, and how the AI industry, specifically the AI video industry, is basically shaping up. So let me introduce you to Ashwin Madhavan. So Ashwin Madhavan is a non-practicing qualified lawyer, serial entrepreneur, and founder of Vidboard AI, an AI video creation platform that converts text to videos. His motivation was the challenges creating videos at his first startup, India's largest online legal education platform, Inhilion.com. Vidboard's beta was number one on Product Hunt. Ashwin has trained over 50,000 students through Enhilion and collaborated with major institutions. He has two law master's degrees, published three acclaimed books, and had one translated to Mandarin. Based in India, Ashwin is an adventurous traveler and reader who enjoys immersing himself in diverse cultures. He is musically talented, playing piano and singing. Ashwin has a mischievous chocolate Labrador named Bo, nicknamed Barack Obama. Over to you, Ashwin.
Hey guys, thank you so much, Harun and Uzair, for having me here. And so, just to add to the story, I've got five dogs instead of one. Yeah, and they're all very naughty. And with regard to my entrepreneurial journey, should I proceed with the presentation, or should I just talk about the stuff like? Will it be a question answer thing? Like you want to
Yeah,
ask
it could
questions
be
or?
like any way you're comfortable. That's
Okay,
fine.
cool. All right. So I will first go through a brief about what I have done in the past. So I started my first business in 2013. That's about 10 years back. And that time, the concept of online legal education wasn't there prevalent in this part of the world. And while growing that particular startup, we realized that it was getting difficult for us to create video content at scale. And at that time, there weren't any AI tools that we could use. And if at all there were any, the question was, how much can a bootstrap startup afford in order to create video content at scale? So that's when the problem first arose. And we kept waiting, and then the pandemic hit. Now, the pandemic was for many startup founders, especially in the education sector, a black swan event because everybody was online and everybody wanted to learn online. And we were in a niche area of law where we found that students from across law schools started joining our courses en masse. I mean, there was an entire law school on on our platform. Like, there were several law schools that were on our platform. And that's when the first alarm bell rang. The first alarm bell that rang was that most of our courses that had pre-recorded video lectures, uh, some of the lectures were very monotonous and boring. Some of the lectures didn't have a good audio recording. And uh, the biggest problem that I, as an entrepreneur, faced was that I had to go to each and every lawyer's office, stand outside his cabin and chamber to seek an appointment to get those videos recorded. And I was using just my laptop. I didn't have a camera and a camera guy tagging along with me because it was an expensive affair. So that these things problems, they started cropping up in a big way. And when the pandemic hit, we had a bigger problem at our in front of us, which was that students started demanding courses on various subjects, and we didn't have the necessary wherewithal to launch those courses. But then we decided that, all right, let's do this. We observed how restaurants behaved. Restaurants generally, if you go to any restaurant, any Indian restaurant, there is a basic uh, Indian paste that is made of tomatoes, onions, garlic, and ginger. That's what pyaz, tomato, lasan, adrak it's called, right? So that basic ingredient was the same. The only thing that we had to add was a few things here and there to create dishes. That's how the Indian restaurants function. The same thing applies to us as law subjects. So what we did was we had basic content of each major law subject. So we mix matched stuff and created about 400 plus online courses from just 75 to 80. So that was we had gained 5 times our current strength. But then again, a problem came. The problem was that we were mix matching a lot of content from here and there. That's when I decided at high time we need to really go into the AI space. So I approached my friend Tushar. He's a very dear friend of mine, and we decided to launch this product. So the mandate that I gave Tushar, he's an AI research scientist. He's a geek. So he's complete into AI. For the past 7 8 years. So I told him that I want a photograph to talk multiple languages by wherein the user, all he has to do is enter the text, and the video will appear, wherein the video is actually talking. The photograph is actually talking and blinking his eyes. That was the mandate. So it took us about 1.5 to 2 years of planning execution to bring to the audience Vidboard.ai. But Vidboard.ai, what it was in 2022 and what it is today, there is a sea change. And post our launch commercially in 2023, we have been bombarded with feature requests after feature request, and today I can proudly say that we are finally pivoting into a much larger use case, which is a complete video suite, not just AI avatars, because AI avatars is cliche now, everybody's doing it. So we want to be a proper video creation platform which does AI avatars, which does AI audio, which does AI caption, which does AI image creation, which does AI voice cloning. It's all put together under one roof. That's our vision. So yeah, this is what Vidboard is. I mean, from a bird's eye view. So yeah, that's it from me. So if you want to, yeah, should I
Yeah,
go in deep?
that's amazing. So you're actually trying to solve an industry problem. You eventually started the problem evaluation from your kind of domain. And then you say, okay, there are numerous challenges just in your domain itself. So it's not just unique to your law domain or any of those legal domains, but I think it's common across many industries. So I think
Yeah,
you are
I
actually
know.
trying to solve that problem.
I would say that we are not the only ones trying to solve that problem. There are many others, but we have a different approach. The biggest differentiating factor that we bring onto the table is that all our AI peers are focusing on the avatar alone. We are
Right.
focusing on affordability, avatar, and video studio altogether. Because AI video
Yep.
studios, if you find today, the big ones, the big funded startups that are there, they're all very expensive. Now, why they're expensive is because anyone's guess, AI is expensive. Now, we, on the other hand, are the minnows in this whole, gang of AI startups, but we have a different approach. The biggest, thing that I learned while running startups was that if you want to keep customers happy, you need to provide them with good features along with a pricing which is affordable. I don't want to be the five-star hotel of in Washington D.C. and Toronto. I want to be the three-star hotel of Mississauga. That's how I see myself. And eventually, if once I get the whole once my hotel becomes very big, I plan to become a luxury hotel or whatever. That's how I see a Vidboard in the next few years. So I want to start small and I want to be affordable, but I want to provide all the necessary tools that are there in the market for creating videos for all kinds of content creators, be it YouTube, be it Instagram, be it small education companies, be it small content driven agencies. So they can come onto the platform and create video content at scale in 125 languages or without uh, voiceovers, just plain non-voice, non-avatar-led videos as well. It's like a complete video suite that we are developing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So that also brings me to that another thought process that the early adopters of your platform would eventually get the maximum benefit, maximum advantage uh, to support your platform while you are growing and you are bringing some new features, new announcements, something uniqueness in your tool. So I think that's the biggest advantage for all your early adopters. So I
Yeah,
would,
the biggest
yeah, basically
advantage
say,
of sorry, yeah, your
yeah,
voice
go
was
ahead, go ahead,
cracking, so there was a pause in between. So I'm sorry.
go
Please go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no, go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
all right. So the biggest advantage that we found from our early adopters were that, I mean, you are one of them, is that out of say the 400, 500 early adopters that we have got, 75 to 80% are sleeping right now. They are not doing anything because they are looking at it from a long term perspective. Now, we are not being helped by that. We are being helped by those 20 impatient people in a good way who are willing to give us new features and new ideas on a daily basis, which we see and we analyze and then we implement those. So that way the current users are being benefited, and also they can tell the world that this tool is becoming better and better as days goes by, and the tool becomes, it's I would say well worth the investment that the LTD community has put in order to ensure that they can use our platform. So in a way you can say that the LTD community is our first investment community, is are our first investors, without diluting
Right.
any stake in. They are the ones who have invested their hard-earned money into our product so that we become better.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. So you have some demo to show to the audience?
Okay, right. I'll show the demo. Let me go to the. Just to let you know, this is the tool that is currently on, that is currently live. There are many features that are being added. When we launched, Vidboard was not like this. Our post-launch Vidboard has been updated 75 times. 75
Oh,
updates have
wow.
happened in the past 3 months,
Okay.
and hopefully, God willing, in the next week or so, another 25 updates will be integrated. But the biggest integrations will happen in the month of November when we integrate GPT uh, and other um, features, including AI animated captions like you have on CapCut and CapCut and what is that, TikTok. Those kind of
Oh, okay.
animations will also, we are also doing that in house. Now the reason why we
Okay.
are doing that in house is because we have not found any API to do it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
So we are building it ourselves, and hope is that we should be in a position to launch that in November as well. All right, so
Wow.
I'll
Okay.
share my screen. How do I share my screen? Is there a, okay, I've never used this tool. Okay, hold on. Leave end session. Can you tell me where exactly is, how do I share?
Yeah. So there's that ellipsis, those three dots. Click on that,
Okay, three
and you'll
dots,
see.
yes.
Uh,
Stop other broadcasts, I see here. I don't see
so
anything
there'll be
here.
something called screen share.
Can you share your screen and show it to me where exactly you find it, because I can't find it here.
Okay. So let me see if I can do that.
Yep, got it, got it, got it,
Okay.
got it,
Okay.
got it.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay, so a user, when he comes to the website, he will first see um, the tool. which is this. We will log in, and once he logs in, he'll come to the dashboard. Now the dashboard has pre-designed templates. We have got about 40 of them, and apart from that, a user can also click on these drop-down menu to create templates from scratch in 3 different modes: landscape, portrait, as well as the square features, square template. Of course, once the tool matures and we become better, this layout feature will also increase with time. So this is the current version. So I will select the portrait mode. Now in the portrait mode, you can find the canvas already appearing. All I have to do is, now I want this avatar to present content. So I can expand the avatar. I can make the avatar small, and I can also upload my own photograph and make it speak. Uh, Apart from that, all I have to do is enter the script here. So I'll just write, hi, I am Ashwin and I am from Delhi, India. Now, now the idea is to make the avatar speak in this language, the English language. The tool also offers about 125 other languages to choose from. So if at all I want this avatar to speak in, say, French, the avatar will speak this particular thing, this sentence in the French language. So this will get translated into French. So
Okay.
I'm going to choose French just to make you guys see the difference. So I click here to add the language, and after that the system will automatically ask me that what kind of voices I want the avatar to speak. So here you have various versions. You've got Henry, Alain, Claude, Maurice, Jerome, and Eve. So I'll select Henry, and then I click on generate the voice. Now you will see automatically down below the text has been converted to French. So now if I want, I can hear the voice by clicking on the play button. Before clicking the add voice button here, I can listen to the voice and to see whether everything is in order. Once the voice is perfect, once the user thinks that the voice has been recorded correctly, all the user has to do is click here to add the voice. So the voice gets added, and you get a pop-up window to show that the voice has gotten added. Now, next thing that I want to do is I can add background images to the video. I can add background images through 2 different platforms. One is Unsplash and second is Pexels. Just to let you know, we are adding 4 to 5 new APIs in the next 2 months. Basically, these are from Pixabay, FreePic, motion elements. Then you have, uh, I would say a few more. Yeah, Tenor and Giphy for GIFs. So these things will come under the asset category here, and the users can upload stuff by dragging and dropping them onto the platform. So just to show you an, I would say, demo, I would now go to the video section because the video section is far more interesting to look at. Now, suppose I want to select this particular video. I just have to click on it and it will come automatically at the background of this avatar within a few seconds. Now, the reason for this delay right now is because of the internet, and since we are sharing the screen, the internet is a little slow. So once this happens, all I have to do is click on this script that has already been added. I click on, I would say, generate video, and the video gets generated within a matter of 3 to 4 minutes. So this is a basic version of how the tool can be used for various use cases. Now, various use cases, by that I would mean all kinds of use cases, generating news content, generating, I would say, educational content, generating uh, translated content for various articles, so on and so forth. So it's actually, the use cases can be humongous. So this is the demo. The video will come out in the next few minutes, and then I can show you the video as well. But right now, the
Yeah,
demo
I,
is what it is.
yeah, and I heard the rendering is pretty much faster than some of the other platforms in the market. Is that correct?
See, okay, I'll tell you the difference between us and our peers. Now, our peers are using, they are not using generative AI the way we are using generative AI as a concept. They are using 3D character design tools to create avatars. Now,
Okay.
in our case, we will be using 3D character design tools to create avatars. That's why those tools have got hand movement. They look far more real. In our case, we have got a double strategy. We are using
Mhm.
right now photo to video.
Okay.
That is one, wherein any user can upload his or her photograph, front facing photograph, and my tool can convert that photograph into a talking head. That is one approach.
Right.
The other approach is the user will send his or her photographs from different angles. Then they will be recreated using third party tools into a 3D character design model that gets trained on a particular AI algorithm, wherein you have the hand movement and eye blinking and all. And that takes about 7 to 10 days for the
Okay.
avatar to get generated. Whereas in the photograph thing, the avatar gets generated in under 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's the difference. Now, people say that we want that kind of a feature as well, wherein hand movements come into fore. So we will be offering that facility, that feature, but that will be an add-on. It is not going to be based. It will not be a part of this current scheme of things, because it's creating custom avatars through third-party tools is a very difficult, and it's a humongous task, and it takes 7 to 10 days for one particular avatar to get generated. So that's why I keep saying that I don't want to be a luxury hotel, because luxury hotels are very, they're refined, and they have got their own style of working, whereas I want to be the Indian roadside dhaba, or a 2-star hotel or 3-star hotel, where people can come in, enjoy the food, create stuff, create good content, good looking content, and leave. So we are right now following a two-pronged strategy. In the beginning, we're following the affordable, cheap category kind of videos, but parallelly we are also working on the expensive, which takes a lot of time. But then the goal is to ensure to help the user to create video content at scale in under a minute, not spending hours and hours of time editing and creating assets and dragging and dropping them. So the idea is to bring down that video creation time from, say, half an hour for a 10-minute slide to, say, under 2 minutes for a 10-minute slide. So the goal is to reduce
Yep.
time as much as possible.
Yeah, so I understand once the custom avatars are already created, it doesn't take that much time. Basically, simply have to
Exactly.
select and then the
Yes.
rendering is
Then,
much faster.
yeah, rendering is far more faster than what right now we are providing. So
Right.
it's like even more faster. So like I would say it will be like, for a, say, a 500 character input, the custom avatars will be in a position to create that video in under 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Whereas
nice.
a photo to video will take 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, I
But
actually have
have
seen,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Please go
actually
ahead.
had
Sorry.
seen a tool which was basically converting a video, custom video into an avatar, but the rendering was like a 45-second clip I tried was taking almost like 1 hour, almost close to 1 hour, just to process, just to render and show me whether it looks good or not. So if I didn't like it, again, I had to spend that much time just to recreate it. So
True.
I'll be
But
spending like the whole kind of like the whole day just to fine tune for that 45-second clip.
yeah, exactly. But so that's where, see, I don't blame any platform doing, because it's all experiments at the end. It's like a research project, where like you have research projects for scientists in the bio lab, the same way scientists are doing working on ensuring that these tools become as user friendly as possible. But let me be very honest with you. The custom avatar feature will take, for a use for say for any organization, I mean, you name any organization that are there in this business of creating custom avatars, they will take 7 to 10 days for your custom avatar to be created.
Okay,
So
and you're talking
our
about 3D avatars, right?
3D, yes, 3D
Yeah,
avatars,
okay.
yes. And if it is a photograph, then we take 2 minutes. Others also take, I mean, I'm sure they also take under 2 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. But then their uh, their problem is that if you see their avatar videos, the expression of every avatar is the same. Observe them very carefully. The
Okay,
way the head moves or for every avatar is the same, exactly the same. Whereas in our case, we use a combination of several expressions. So no two
okay,
custom avatars of a user will be the same. So if I put Uzair's photograph, the algorithm will look at his photograph and create an expression that is specific to his. Obviously, it's a computer thinking. I mean, computer is doing that. Whereas Harun's behavior of the avatar will be a little different. So it depends. Whereas if
right.
you check any of the competitors, the avatar will look exactly the same. The head movement and all will look exactly the same.
Yeah,
That's
I
one
think
difference you
with
will find.
yeah, I think with the photograph, you are solving one more problem that you originally mentioned, that you have like if you go to so many people like lawyers and all those people, and you have to chase them, literally chase them for their time and attention. And now if you ask them,
True.
okay, provide me your video, provide me your photo, and all those things, so difficult. Uh, so I think you're actually solving, okay, if you get one simple photograph, you can actually convert their photograph into a talking avatar. So you don't actually have to
Yeah,
spend time and chase them.
exactly.
You simply
I'll
ask
give
for
an
one simple
example.
photograph.
Yeah, I'll give an example. One of uh, uh, a serving UN officer, he approached me and he said, I want to train my, he works in the Joint Training Command in Amman, Jordan.
Okay.
He wants to train police officials from the Middle East, the war-torn countries like Libya, Yemen, Iraq, Syria, those people. Now, he also is interested in training the public on certain gender sensitization issues, like how to treat women, in these war-torn areas, because things are bad. Now, he can't talk to them in Arabic because he doesn't know Arabic or Kurdish for that matter. He doesn't know the dialects, how Yemeni speaks
Right.
Arabic, so my tool can make his photograph talk in Arabic. My photograph can make him talk in a Yemeni accent.
Right. Yep.
All right. Now you may say uh, how realistic it is. I'll say it is 85 to 90% real. I can't be 100%. I'm not Khuda. I can't do it. Nobody can. So
Right.
we are
Yeah.
making it as real as it can be, and we are also allowing the user to, uh, I would say, tweak the content in such a way that he can, if he doesn't like the content, like say for example he has created a text content and videos get recorded, and then he's like, okay, I want to change a few words, he can do it within seconds. He doesn't have to re-record everything again like what he does today. He has to record, he has to stand in front of a screen. And let me tell you, 95% of people hate in standing in front of a camera and explaining. It's not an
Right.
Instagram way where you do yo and all. That's not the way. It's like serious stuff. People don't do it. It's not
Yep.
because you need to first prepare and then you have to learn. You need to stand in front of a camera. You need to, do a lot of animated kind of talk, which is not possible for anyone and everyone. So this tools like Vidboard come into people's lives to help them become presenters, help them start their own YouTube channels so that they can earn an income on the side and become household names on certain topics without spending even a day in front of a camera or a studio. But yes, again,
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm going to replace them. I'm not God. I'm going to allow them to churn out content in a way that they couldn't have fathomed a few months or a few years back.
Right. Okay. So in the demo that we saw like you added an avatar and then you added a video. I believe your platform also allows to add multiple things such as text and other
Yes,
stuff.
I'll
Yes.
exactly. I'll just show you. Hold on. Let me share the this thing again. So so I can add text. I can add animations. I can make this say change the color of the font. I mean, change the color of the font weight as well. Italize it, underline it, sizes, font size. Then we can also animate the animate this particular asset by clicking on slide left, slide right, the basic animated features that are there. So all these things
Right.
can be added. Then you can add shapes, you can add lines, you can also add arrows. I mean, complete assets, everything like infographics, icons. Uh, you can add these things, and I would also like to show the future tool, that is how it's going to look like in the next few months, wherein we are going to be adding a timeline feature. I'll just share that with you.
Okay.
Where is the we go? So if you see the Figma file, so this is the current tool. This is the new tool design. You see this? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Now see how far we have come from a boring UI to a not so boring, attractive UI, because this looks like a proper video suite. You
Oh,
can
okay.
select
So
the
this is a
avatar.
new UI.
This is the new UI. Yeah.
Okay. 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 This looks amazing.
Yeah. So there, and you can create videos from scratch. You can create videos from templates. You can create video from a script. You can generate avatar from an image. So things are, I would say, going in the right direction. But yes, things take time. So I just wanted to show you something interesting with what we are building here. We are adding a timeline feature. Now the timeline feature will look like this. So the user can drag and drop assets, and the assets will only appear when they are commanded to appear. Say for example, I drag an arrow and I use the timeline feature. The arrow
Hmm.
will only appear for say 5 seconds and then disappear,
Right.
and
Yep.
then the other asset will come. So these are all part features of a video editor, but we are bringing that feature on Vidboard. So this is what we are planning to do. Now, apart from that, um, we recently spoke to one of our lifetime deal members, and he suggested that why don't you add the feature that CapCut, the TikTok sister company, has for caption generation. So I said, see, I can't access CapCut in India because we Chinese apps are banned. So what are you talking about? So he showed me that animation, like those colorful text captions, subtitles that come when a user talks. So those things, what users do is they download the video, they put it on CapCut, and then they generate the subtitles, make them in different colors, and then publish the video. So look at the time taken to create
Right.
those
It's like multiple
different
steps.
items. multiple
Yeah.
steps. So why not bring them all under one roof?
Hmm.
It is challenging. We are a small team, but we have succeeded in building a prototype, and we should be in a position to launch that particular thing in November, December of this year or early January. So that's the timeline that we have for this particular feature. So these are
Right.
things that are coming up in the next. So you saw the UI. The UI will change completely. Already things are people are my team is working on it. So I'm giving them the entire. I gave them about 10 days in August and about full September, full October, and early November to complete these tasks, so that we are ready for the launch in say second week or third week of November.
Right. And I heard that you actually hired an experienced UI and UX designer, and who is bringing some new ideas, some new thoughts. And that's how I think the screen that you showed, the future screen that you showed, is coming from that thought process. Is that correct?
Yes, he's got 50. Yes, he's got about 15 years of experience. He has worked with
Okay.
folks from the National Institute of Design, which is one of the most premier design institutes in India. So he has worked with such people. So he brings in that kind of talent. And
Right.
the problem that I have with him is that I'm a very impatient person when it comes to design. So he's like, Ashwin, I can't give you designs on a daily basis. I said, no, no, at least tell me that you're working on it. So he tells me, today I worked on this. Although he's goof. He's like, he knows that I just want certain updates. So he just say that I've done it. So I'm like, okay, fine, you've done it. So, but then I also know that he has not done it because it takes a few days to bring about a design, because it's design at the end of the day. It's not
Right.
like you type something and you publish it. So
Yeah.
that is another
So
learning
he
experience for me.
yeah, he actually has to piece multiple things together, and that's like a
Yes.
time-consuming activity.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show you the number of feature requests. I mean, including your three emails that I was talking about that you sent. The long feature request emails that you sent. All those were um, were converted to step-by-step feature requests. I'll just share
Okay.
my feature request screen with you so that we are all we all know what all is happening. Hold on. So this is the feature request that uh, one particular user wanted us to do, and uh, these are a few features that a user wants. So all these features are being
Okay.
implemented into the new tool. Now, this is the consolidated list of feature requests. See the feature requests. It's all going down and down. So many. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm quite fascinated by the way that things have worked out. So it's like 43 feature requests are still pending, by the way. So we
Okay.
are continuing to do this. So anyway, can you see my screen?
No, it's become a blank screen now. I see that white screen.
Oops, oops. Now something has happened. Just a second. This is okay. Click here to stop. Okay, got it. Now
I believe you have to stop sharing your screen.
I think I have stopped. You are currently sharing. Please click it to review what you're sharing. I've done that. Okay. Yeah. Now it's fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we
So
lost your video.
no, I'm still there. My
You're
video.
still there, but we lost you in the camera. So I believe you might
There's
have to put your camera on.
yeah, yeah. Can you see me now?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, now it's there. Okay. All
All
right.
right. Yeah.
So
So
what I see is the way it's shipping up. I think the way Canva shaped up for graphs, I think something similar. Vidboard is shipping up for AI videos, specifically the avatar-based videos. I
I
think
would
it's
say that
gonna.
the way Canva is for, I would say, graphics and for images for graphic designers. We want to be the destination for all video creators who want to create video content for their YouTube channels, for the content creation space. They should use our platform because we are, I would say, affordable, and we are good, and we are bringing in all kinds of features that any normal video studio would have, and we continue to uh, add new features. And most importantly, the founders of the company are amiable to changing with time.
Right.
We are not very rigid when it comes to oh, this is not my idea, I will not do it. I'm not like that kind of a guy. I prefer to humbly accept that I don't know everything under the sun, and I prefer to learn with time. So
Yeah.
Sorry to interject,
no,
but
no, go ahead.
I had a question about the video avatars.
Go ahead.
So, uh, are you going to keep the square shaped avatars you have right now, or is it going to be bigger, like full screen or something
You
in the
can you
future?
can you can drag and make the avatar half the screen. That's not a problem. You can do that. Not a big deal.
No, but what I'm asking is if it's like the avatar going to be like full body avatar or just the
Ah,
face?
okay. It'll be half body. Half body avatars are already live, but they are being
Okay.
tweaked. And then full body doesn't make sense without hand movement. So that's where the character
Yeah.
design uh, stuff will take over. The affordable side is half body, but if it's wants people want to spend more and create their half body avatars and full body avatars, that is possible.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you already have the half body avatar. I think you started with the face and then you added the half body. I think the half body is already there.
But
But
it is not, I would say, up to the mark right now, because again, we had to, our as per the product roadmap, it is supposed to only happen in September, but we launched it in July. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, so
I
we were
understand.
in
So
a
then
hurry.
the
We were in
announcement,
a hurry to
improvement,
prove. We were
yeah,
in a hurry to prove. So yeah, so so
announcement,
we have done that.
improvement will keep on happening. But at least you have
Yeah, yeah,
something to show. Okay, okay,
yeah,
something
yeah.
is coming up like this.
Yes, exactly. But
Yeah,
see, you
that
know
is.
what? See, it's easy for non-AI guys to say, in Hindi and Urdu, we say, kar lo, you do it. But it is easy for people to say, okay, do it. But come to the field and let's see how much time it takes you to do it. It is a difficult thing to do. It's not easy.
Yeah,
And here you are. It's a double whammy. It's not a, I would say, a double whammy. It's a double challenge for us. We are, whatever money we are earning from these lifetime deal programs, we are reinvesting it into the product to make it better. Okay. uh, that's our only source of income, apart from the fact that I have invested almost all my savings into creating Vidboard. Whereas the other companies which are in it, I would say they have been in it for the past 5 years, and they have succeeded in achieving what we have achieved in 4 months. It took them 4 to 5 years, but they have got a wonderful cash reserve behind them or underneath them. So they
right.
are bombarding stuff, bombarding the social media with stuff and all. So, and
Yeah,
and if you see that tech stack, they're all the same. There's no difference. So it's not that
yeah,
they are creating any proprietary tech here. There's no proprietary tech. Let's, I'll be
right,
very frank here. So what we have achieved in doing is we have a proprietary tech, lip syncing, which is kind of proprietary. We have copyrighted our code as well. So that way we are on a strong wicket. But then even I have to be a realist here and say that AI eventually, we can't compete with the open AIs of the world. We have to, you know, uh, stick to what we know best and find our own niche. And I believe that creating video content for video creators who want to create video content for YouTube channels, and for their internal trainings, and I would say uh, blogs, that's where we come in. And obviously we will keep improving with each and every use case as days goes by.
right. So you showed us all those features. So they are currently in progress. And I also believe you might also have some roadmap for the next 6 months. Where do you want to
Yeah,
reach?
I'll show that to you. Hold on. I'm sharing my screen now. So when you go to the website, at the bottom right hand corner, you'll find the product roadmap. So if you click on it, you'll find that all this, I mean, all this from left to right, whatever we had to do, we have done it. We've done everything 2 months prior to our, I would say, our scheduled launch.
Okay.
Uh, say, for example, now we are in September. This was already done in July. This is already
Okay.
done. And even integration of tenor is already done, but it's right now in the dev server. It's not on the main. So we are planning to launch all this in September. In October, GPT and I would say this and this part, October, November, we are planning to combine all these things and launch it in November, wherein people can create video content using our video studio and video suite that I had mentioned earlier. So till
Right.
here, things are under control. After that, it will be slightly, we may get delayed by say 15-20 days, but then we are looking at a launch in November, launching the timeline feature, the mail merge feature, including the new user interface that we have planned for November. And in the December, we plan to completely automate the video creation platform. Instead of the user spending say even 5 minutes, we want to reduce it to say under a minute or two. That also we are planning to do. And voice cloning, we will be integrating 11 Labs voice cloning API. So even this will be done in January itself. So things are, I would say, we are on the right track as of now.
Yeah, I think the 11 Labs voice, if you can actually incorporate, that will be very, very different. It will make Vidboard very unique because I think it brings in the, what do you call it, the natural expression kind of thing rather than the machine generated
Robotics. Yeah,
AI
yeah.
voices. So it would be like more
True.
emphasis, like how people naturally speak kind of thing. It
True.
brings that
Agreed. Agreed.
intonation, those pitches,
Yes.
and all those
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those things are absolutely necessary. But then 11 Labs, since it's a third party tool and we are integrating that, that would again cost extra dollars or extra rupees. But
Right.
and
Yes.
obviously it will be an add-on feature. And we are hoping that if things go well, we will integrate them in November itself when the tool gets launched instead of waiting till
Right.
January, because right now it's January,
Yep.
right? So that's also, I would say, right now we are on schedule
Yep.
to create those.
Correct. And I see you already have those AI voices coming from Google, Azure,
Azure
and
right now. We
Python.
are not
Yeah.
using Google. We used
Okay.
Google for a year, but
Okay.
then unfortunately with Google, the voices are not as um, I would say human
Yeah.
uh,
Correct. I would
as
agree. Yes.
Azure's
Yes.
voices. And
Yes.
Azure's voices are not only being used by us, but they're being used by the other big daddies in
Yep.
this space. So that is like a validation that okay, we are all of us are doing the same correct thing. Nobody's doing
Yep.
something extraordinary here. Yeah,
Yep.
and
I believe like yep.
yeah. So I
Good.
mean, there are certain voice companies which are expensive, like Well Said Labs, which we want to
Yep.
use, but then the budgetary constraints are there. So if the LTD community helps us, then great, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to ask if Vidboard currently or in the future will support API or webhook integration for like email
Yes, that
automation or something.
yeah. You if you see the product roadmap, it's in the month of January. We are doing that. APIs.
Okay,
APIs. The webhooks will be first. APIs will be later. And we also
okay,
plan on having these white label solutions. But for that, I'll tell you, I have to be realist here. the tool has to perform spectacularly well to
Mm-hmm.
have to ensure that we provide these features so that people will buy those features. There's no point creating these sub elephants, which are eating away our bottom line just because we
Yeah.
people are saying it. So it has to make business sense. So um, we are in the process of developing their books, but that's next year, early next year. And obviously
Okay.
eventually APIs and white labeling will come, but then that involves um, a lot of man hours, and obviously
Yeah.
man hours means money, right? So
Mm-hmm.
actually it all depends. See, for a bootstrapped entrepreneur, I will give you an advice. I mean, since I've been doing bootstrap businesses for the past 11 years, and since you're young, I would, and so am I. I'm also young, by the way. So just to give you a bootstrap entrepreneurs, like I would say, a woman in a house in a village. So she gets a small budget every month by her
Mm-hmm.
husband because she's not working. And she's supposed to handle the entire kitchen, that budget. So we are like that. We have to focus on everything. We have to focus on, even like the slightest of the slightest things, like, it will cost money. It's not free. So today I
Mm-hmm.
came to know that Nvidia is offering us $100,000 extra AI credits. Now that is a, it's like a brahmastra for us. It's like a weapon that God has given, to us, that okay, take, here you go, take, my son, take $100,000 worth of credits you can use for your server cost. Now that is something. If we don't get those things, you uh, we are in a tight wicket. We are in a spot. So as an entrepreneur, I believe I look at myself as a small household's kitchen, where
Mm-hmm.
I've got a budget, say a few lakh of rupees, and I'm supposed to handle everything in that, and also ensure that my customers, our clients, are happy, because
Yeah.
that is the ultimate goal, to keep customers happy. Because customers, if they're not happy, they will push on. They're not going to be loyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. No matter what
Yeah.
people say, that's how it works, right? And I'm saying
Yeah.
it openly because I will also do the same. So it's like a fine line, between being loyal to Vidboard and ensuring that the product does well. It's like saying that I'm cooking nice khana, nice food, so that my guests are happy. But then if I make a mistake, the guests will be like, "Maza nahi aaya." Hota hai na? It happens, right? Same thing.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. See, since you're bootstrap, it makes sense because ultimately you can take your own decisions. Even though you are small, you have limited budgets, but you have 100% control on your decisions.
True.
And
True.
when someone looks at the other side, getting investment from VCs and other investors, I think the influence comes to play where their decision making actually gets some kind of restriction. And
Yeah, it
even though they
does.
have
Yes.
funds, but the decision making gets affected somewhere or the other line.
Yeah. See, it's like I was just reading the other day something on LinkedIn. See, why do we all become entrepreneurs? We become entrepreneurs because we want to change the world and we want to make lots and lots of money. We're not doing this for charity, right?
Right.
Now, the tragedy is people think that entrepreneurs who take in lots and lots of VC money, they retire rich. 95% of those VC money startups, they eventually fail. But the people who get the maximum money are the investors. The
Right.
founders get chillered at the end. They get pittance at the end, even if their company gets sold. Like one such guy, he sold his company for $55 million. I don't know his name, so because it was not mentioned. So people were assuming, the writer of this post is like, you all must be wondering that the founder made lots and lots of money. So people are like, yes, yes, they're like writing down below. He said the founder just made $250,000 from this $55 million, because the investors, they had clauses, sub clauses to
Right.
ensure that their money is protected and their money
Yep.
gets quadrupled tripled, blah blah blah. But the founder,
Right.
he is left with $250,000. But technically, he had a great exit. But how much money has he made at the end? That's the question. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
He hasn't. That's how it
Right.
works. And I'm not saying that this happens with everybody. Of course, there are many successes, but then you have to be lucky. Like, and you have to ensure that you have to be very smart when it comes to diluting your stake below a threshold, so that your control of the company, that is you have, that is what you have created, doesn't people don't snatch it from you. So those are things that as a lawyer in me, I know those things. I mean, this is where I use my legal knowledge. That's the only time I've used my legal knowledge, by the way, because I hate studying law. Although I've studied 3 degrees, but then I mean, yeah, sometimes I wonder, why did I do law when I had to be an entrepreneur? But this is where the education comes into play.
Right.
Yeah.
So, one thing I would like to understand from you, the way you see how things are shaping up. What do you see, like how or where will the industry go in the next probably couple of years in AI video? And even if you talk about a larger ecosystem, like uh, how the platforms and all the things which are evolving right now, which are like just beginning stages, how things will shape up in the industry, adoption, and many other things related to that. What do you see?
See, eventually the video will be the next big frontier for all content-driven companies. That is a given, and nobody is denying that. But what is going to happen is there's going to be a lot of churn in this industry. A lot of the startups that you see today will flounder, and a lot of these small niche startups will come into existence, where they'll only focus on a particular uh, subdomain in the video space. But the eventual goal of any big VC funded video startup is the movie making business. That's where it is headed. That's how I see the frontier in the next 5 to 10 years. It is hard, but that's what we are looking at. Movie making. That's the end goal for any video creation, video platform. So that's how I see it. Of course,
So you
there'll be
mean to
small
say,
players. Yeah.
yeah, you mean to say even big players like Adobe, they have the whole suite of products which is focused around creation of those, or basically improving those content. They will eventually dive into this space as well.
They already
How this how you see?
they already would have uh, gone into it. Of course, they are a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, so they would have done they would be doing these things. And but then, like I keep reminding myself, there is no one airline, there's no one restaurant, there's no one hotel. The
Yep.
world has got 8.2 billion people, and everybody will not go to Adobe. And even if
Right.
they do, for all I care, they will buy my software if my software is good. I just have to be good, and
Yep.
I'll leave the rest to the market forces. I need to
Yeah.
be good. For that, the LTD community has been phenomenal, because it has given me that cushion to maneuver. Like I said, this. I mean, like I told Uzair, right, that I'm like a housewife of a small house in a village. This month I've got lots and lots of money from the LTD community, so I know what I need to cook, how I need to handle the kitchen, so that in the next few months I'm able to make better food for my people, and blah blah blah. So it's like uh, the LTD community gives you that without losing equity.
Right.
That's where
Absolutely.
your thing comes in, that our today our conversation is all linked to one. Everything is being linked now. Really like this conversation. So, like you said, that VC funded startups founders lose equity. In this case, we are getting an injection of money, which we are using it for developing the product in a better way without losing equity. And
Yep.
that is the
Plus,
best thing that a founder
yeah.
can get.
Plus, you get the feedbacks for improvement ideas, and you also
Yeah,
get to
instantly.
know whether it's working, not working.
Yes, exactly. It's instantaneous, right? The minute you
Right.
launch, see, people, like, I'll give you an example. The larger ticket size customers that we have in the LTD community, they have an interest in ensuring that my product does better, and they are the ones who are ensuring that their feature requests are being implemented, and they are sending feature requests every now and then. They send long emails. So why is that? It's not that the tool, because if the tool becomes better, they can ensure that they can serve their customers in the future in a better way.
Right.
And like, I mean, like, some people say that, that bugs are there on the tool. Obviously bugs will be there because it's a new thing that we are doing. So obviously those things can get tweaked, and eventually we want to be a zero bug platform, which I'm sure it's not possible, because being a in the tech SaaS world, bugs do come and go. But this whole thing of bringing in a community, having a community driven approach when it comes to a product, is something that I could not have imagined prior to the launch. I thought that I know everything about my product. But when this feedback started coming in, that you need to do this, and they it made basic sense, to be honest. It was like it's common sense, but we were so much in love with the product. Everything even today looks like, oh my god. But then I know the flaws, because people are telling me that this needs to be done, this needs to be done. And that is only possible from the LTD community, not from my subscribers. Subscribers
Right.
will never take the time
Yeah.
to write emails and give me feedback. It's not possible. They are like, oh, but
Right.
this tool is nonsense, this tool is shit, let me not resubscribe. Whereas an
Right.
LTD guy
Yeah.
will ensure that it becomes better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
that's
I
the
think
big.
that's why it makes more sense to basically start with LTD community. You actually get to know more deeper feedback and more deeper insight into what they
Yes,
feel,
true.
because ultimately they themselves are small businesses, right? Or they themselves either
Exactly.
freelancers or small business
True.
houses or just starting up. So
Yes.
that feedback is very much helpful because they actually try to use it, and then
Yes.
when they see, okay, something is not there, they show or they ask, okay, can this be incorporated? And that will eventually make that tool more better. And you
Yes.
said
And
rightly, the subscribers don't tell about those things. They say, okay, this feature is not there. Okay, I'll go with some other tool. I'll subscribe to some other tool.
right, exactly. And that's how, and no tool is foolproof. Even today, if you go to, like, 2 months back, Canva didn't have that AI feature of avatar generation. They had to talk to a VC funded company, which is not only 3 years old. And I mean, imagine a Canva like behemoth talking to a small company like, okay, let's integrate. So that's, I mean, if a company like Canva can also do this, so I mean, who the hell are we? We are just small people. I mean, small companies, so
Right.
we are also learning. So
Yep,
that's how it works.
absolutely. Okay, all right. So do you have some message for the audience watching this video?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for hearing me out. Number two, uh, we are in it for the long term, and thank you so much for the support. And if at all you want to support serious entrepreneurs like us, please invest in a lifetime deal, because that's the only way we have this, we can get more fuel in our belly to ensure that we provide better services to our customers. So continue to support us. We just ask that you pay a few dollars so that we become better, and in turn your services become better. That's what we want from you guys. Yeah, so thank you so much for trusting us all this while. And to all those people who are in the fences planning to buy the tool, I would say that please go ahead and take the chance, because it's not coming from a first time founder. I'm a 3-time founder. I mean, you can Google my name and you will know who I am. And I'm doing this for because of my passion for creating great stuff that can solve big problems. So video is one such problem that I want to solve. So yeah.
Wonderful. That's nice. So much wonderful. Okay, all right. So it was pleasure to meet you and talk to you and see the demo, the vision that you see, and even from a tool perspective, like how you are focusing on making some improvements, some changes that will eventually shape up the tool and basically make it easier for people to use it. So thanks again, once again. It was wonderful demo and talking to you. And we'll be connected or email another channel that we already are. So
Yeah, that'd be
thanks.
fine.